Oh, give thanks, for the Lord is good. Isn't he good to us and to you? Welcome to the Spice of Life variety show. We count it a pleasure and an honor to be back with you, and we just know that you're going to enjoy this show, as we are very excited about being on the show and being a part of the show. We encourage you to grab your pen, your paper, and take down our contact information at the end. Whether you want to contact us via email, phone, P.O. box, whatever the case may be, we got it. Contact us. Let us know that your prayer requests and whatever else you might want to let us know. We certainly give honor to West Angeles Church, to our own pastor, Bishop Charles E. Blake, and his wonderful wife, Mrs. May L. Blake. To all of you, we say welcome. Pamela Webb, Evangelist
Dr.
Pamela
Lewis.
Webb,
Yeah.
how art thou?
I am great. How are you today?
I am just lovely.
And you look lovely.
Thank you, and so do you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You know, the whole, the Spice of Life is a show to inform,
Yes.
to encourage,
Yes.
and just to give nuggets out.
Uh-huh.
And so we're going to talk about 61 years of marriage.
How many years?
61.
Oh, my
And some
goodness.
people say you just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple here that's going to give us some good information on how to stay together.
61 years?
61 years.
So you mean to say Matthew West and Clarabelle West, you've been married for 61 years?
61 years.
How does anyone stay married for 61 years?
Tell us.
Please.
Well, first you remember and you obey your marriage vows.
Okay.
See,
That's
the
key.
vow says to marry for better or for worse.
Oh.
And another, I attribute a lot of it to my old pastor. He's dead and gone now. The one that married us,
Uh-huh.
he sang a prayer. And if you don't mind, my voice is not the best, but I can tell
But
you a little
please.
bit of it.
Okay.
It went like this. Round and round like a ring, Lord, bind them together like a ring. Round and round like a ring, Lord, bind them together like a ring.
Wow.
That's
And
powerful.
so we
And that
attribute a
kept-
lot of that, yes,
Wow.
That's powerful. What would you say? How you stay married to the same person for 61 years?
You know, you never get into any arguments, for one thing. When it begins, get up and walk out the door. You know, but I don't have that problem with my wife. I mean, she's very, very, very encouraging to me. You know, I mean, she
wow.
That's precious.
always giving me something to go by.
That's precious.
Yeah, she's a wonderful person.
Oh,
See, now that's, see?
Oh, that's wonderful. Seriously.
Yeah. So how did you meet? Just tell us, how did
Well, we were teenagers when we met. And quartets were very popular in that day.
Right.
So he sang in one quartet and I sang in another. And
Really?
many times we would meet up at the
Wow.
same church, you know. And so, of course, his quartet was much more popular than mine. But anyway, there was another man that was in another quartet that knew the two of us.
Uh-huh.
And he came to me one day. He said, you know what? That boy over there said, I'm going to marry that girl.
Really?
I said, what? I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it. But, you know, after he told me that, my interest sparked.
Uh-huh, exactly.
And so my other boyfriend I had was I just started, you know, slipping away from him, and that just went on out. And when he popped the question, I was ready.
Wasn't that amazing? How did you come to mind that that's who you was going to marry?
It just came at spur of the moment. We were singing, and I told the guys in the quartet, I said, and you see that girl there? They said, yes. I said, I'm going to marry that girl.
Wow.
You know?
That's powerful.
And, but she didn't go for that. She said, that little ugly boy. She said, "Well,
That sounds like us.
but it came true, you know, and we've been together now for about 61 years.
That is awesome.
Wow.
So now, what has
Yeah,
been the
parents
greatest
support
joy
children.
in your marriage?
Well, I say the greatest joy is the assurance that his love for me outweighs any obstacle
Oh,
that
that's
may
powerful.
come in my path. Yes.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could ditto to that because same way with me because I know there was nobody else that could take her place, you know. because I really had my eyes set for her, and that was it.
And as
Yeah.
time went on, we became the parents of 4 children. Well, he went in the service before the first one was born.
Okay.
And so about 3 years later, he came home. We started again. So we became the parents of 4 children. But he's been such a wonderful father and, backed me up in anything I wanted to do. So I really believe from the beginning the Lord put us together.
Wow.
Well,
That's the basis of it.
Yes.
61 years later, I can say the Lord. Okay, I wasn't there at that point, but history speaks for itself.
Yes.
And then just how you even interact now. Those of us who look on, when we see one, we see the other, and you just you just mesh so well together.
Yeah, there
Praise
wasn't
God.
any problems down through our lives. I mean, we were always together. No blowout arguments or anything like that, you know. But maybe once in a while I say, oh, go ahead, or, but it wasn't nothing big, to make
Of
one
course.
say, I'm going to leave,
Of course.
No, not to that degree.
Not
No,
to that point.
I'm from a family, a mixed up family way. On my father's side, they're very hyper.
Okay.
And on my mother's side, they're very low. So I got kind of caught in the middle. So if that Michael try to come through a little bit, he just walk away. And you can't fuss by yourself. So
Right.
that lets me know, cut it off right now.
But you went in the marriage, not even with divorce as part of your dialogue.
no.
Not a part of it
Not,
at all.
and that's the problem. I think we go in saying, well, we do have an easy escape.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But when you go in with a we don't even discuss it.
No.
It's not even a
It
part of it.
didn't even
Right.
come up,
You see, and I was 17 years old at the time, and
Really?
and I told my dad, I said, I want to get married, and I told him, who I wanted to get married to. He said, well boy, you see, why don't you wait until you're 18 at least, before. So I took that at heart, and I said, okay, I'll wait until 18, but it wasn't much longer. I made 18 on the 8th of March, and we got married on the 11th, I think.
Really?
Yeah, but you know why I was on the 11th? Because at that time at our church, you didn't have weddings in the middle of the week.
Okay.
It was always on Saturdays. So we had
okay.
planned to get married on his birthday, which was the 8th.
So
But
you were-
Saturday was the 11th, so we waited till we waited till Saturday. That's how we got married on the 11th. Otherwise, we'd have been married on his birthday.
Isn't so now so from the time that you met, and I know that you were talking about you saw each other in your different groups. What was the time frame from when you first started, when you first noticed that was going to be the
What
one
was
you
that
married,
time frame?
to when you guys actually got married?
Well, it wasn't long, I tell you. It must have been around the latter part of 43 or something like that.
She mean, how long did it take for you
Take-
to win me over? That's what
You to win her over.
not much, not much.
She was a pushover.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, that old ugly boy, I am mad. What are you talking about?" But it wasn't long after that, that we were together, And the 8th, my birthday was on the 8th of March, and I turned 18 on the 8th of March. On the 11th of March, that's
That was
when
your
we got
wife.
married.
But he did seem like, although we were teenagers, he seemed to have strength, a certain strength about him, that I like, a certain assurance. And that's one thing that made me begin to look
Take
a little
notice,
bit.
huh? That's right, because you said you had that other boyfriend just kind of ran in the background.
Because that's
Yes.
important to a woman, security
Yes.
and for the men to have strength and all like that.
Yeah.
Those are important keys and elements.
Oh, well, yeah, and I used to make my little money, and then I used to have her hold my money. And what matter, I said, you keep this for me,
Wow.
And I give a little bit to my mom, but she was holding the biggest part of it.
And when he was married then?
No.
But look, when he asked for my hand, asked my father for my hand in marriage.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
My sister, because she's dead and gone on now, she was right under my father all the time. So my father had the nerve to ask her, "What do you think, Margaret?" So Margaret said, "Well, Daddy, they're mighty close. I think you better say yes."
Mighty close.
I think you better say yes. So we
Yeah, he
went
wouldn't
over
answer me. He said, "What?"
Uh-oh. You want my daughter? I don't think so.
And look, he said, now he told me, I didn't know this right at the time, but he told me afterwards, if my father had said no, we were gonna run off again.
I
You know,
sure did.
that was the intensity of your love.
Oh
for
yeah,
her.
I had a place already fixed out. You know, we
He had a
would-
plan.
yeah,
Lord
we had
have
the plan
mercy.
made out. You know.
I know women, you were asking,
See,
are
I
there
know.
any
Is it-
men
are
still
there
love
those
like
men?
Matthew West? Yes, but you only need one.
you
You
need
don't,
one.
you don't need
Well,
men, you need one. So keep hope alive, okay?
Yes, yeah.
What would you, what kind of tips, what other tips would you share with us to help us to last the 61 years? I know you said, you know, you don't really get into that many arguments and, you know, you don't be knocking each other down, fighting, all like that. What other tips would you share with us?
You know what? You really should be able to converse with each other, talk it out. Don't be so quick to shove it off. When your mate comes to you, be able to listen.
Okay.
Listen means a lot because I've found that a lot of times there's a misunderstanding when you don't pay attention. So I think the greatest ingredients is listening
Okay.
and really get the cause of what's going on, and then you're better to able to help the other person.
Okay.
And that's the way it went down through our lives. I mean, we would never just blow off one. You know, she come to me with something. You know, I say, "Oh, God, forget that." You know, don't worry about that. No, we would listen. You know,
That's good.
and find out the essence of it. You know, and that's the way we've been making it.
That's good.
Wow.
Because when a person has an issue, they have an issue, and
Yeah.
and to blow it off saying that, well, that's not important, and neither are you. You know, and that doesn't make that doesn't
No,
build
no.
your relationship at all.
That's right. And then you have to be example for your children.
That's
We
true.
Okay.
had 3 boys and 1 girl, and he was a wonderful example, I must say, for his sons.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So.
That is commendable. Who does the cooking? Who used to do the cooking, or who does the cooking?
Well, we all can't cook, but she does most of the cooking. You know, when we were working, and she was working at the hospital, and I would get home sometime before her.
Yeah, whoever get home first.
Whoever get home first was start the dinner. You know, that's the
Marriage made in heaven, honey.
Yeah.
You mean to say you wouldn't sit there and wait until she got home?
No. I'd put the pots on, you know, get everything ready. By the time she's home, food is ready. You know.
Now, I would like to know, what was your childhood like? Because you didn't go to counseling.
No.
Where did you get the theory or the background from a successful marriage like that?
I guess
That's a good
what it
question.
is.
Yeah.
Both our parents were
Okay.
were
that's what I was gonna say.
Christians, you know.
Okay.
And I never did see any arguments
Okay.
around my house. You
Okay.
know, everything was lovey-dovey, you know,
Okay.
all the time. So if there
wow.
were anything, you know, that I shouldn't hear, I guess it would go someplace else, you know,
okay.
before it happened. You know, but that's the way we came up.
Right.
And then
right.
too, we really didn't believe in divorce either.
You know.
Because, you know, back there, and see, I was brought up in Church of God in Christ. You met, your first husband was your husband. You didn't just be going marrying and divorcing and marrying somebody else. And then too, my family didn't have a history of divorce. They kind of died out, stayed and died out. So I think our background
That
had a lot to do
background.
with it.
That
Yeah.
was ditto. That's the same way with
Right.
my family. Then. So
What would be your recommendation to people, couples today who are contemplating divorce or have been divorced or the spouse have died and they can't share the 61 years like you have shared? What would be your
Well, I
advice?
think every couple should be able to talk things out rather than to just jump up at the first little thing and be ready to throw it off. And because you should know that your husband is the most, or your mate rather, whoever it is the most important one in your life. And you don't know what you're getting into. You know what you have now, but you don't know what you're getting into when you jump
Wow.
off. So I think it takes a lot of thought and not just a quick decision.
and
That's
then you
my
don't have arguments. You know, I mean, if something pop up or she get a little hypo, you know, I'll
the other
walk
side
out.
come out? Okay.
You know, I'll walk out. You know, and that's
Okay.
the way it happens. You know. One time I remember it was real hot, you know. I got out, I wanted to get in my car, you know, and she was in her night clothes. And she came out, where you going? I said, I'm going. I said, you don't want me here, you know, I'm going.
Right.
Well, cool down there, so I went back on it.
All right.
You know, the way it was.
So now, from your years together, what are your future Do you have future dreams that you want to accomplish? How many? Well, you know, what do you want to do together? Anything you have not done that you still want to do?
Well, one thing I would like for him to do, he's never been on a cruise.
Oh, okay.
And I have been on several cruises because he's a home person.
Okay.
He's always been a home person.
Okay.
And that's the one thing I really would like to do for him. But other than that, we've had a pretty satisfying life. It may not be so exciting to some,
And
but it's
that's
suited
not
us.
61
important.
years. Yeah, you
Yeah.
61 years.
And probably those to those some, they haven't been
Don't
married
have
for 61 years either.
Yeah, I mean, we go places, you know, maybe we might take a trip, you know, to San Francisco or Hawaii or something like that, you know. But ships, I can't stand the ships.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, you
I
can't.
get
kinda
sick.
sick,
Oh,
I
okay.
get sick on the
Okay.
ship. You
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah.
But you know what? I was like that.
right,
I did not want to go on a cruise, and our dear sweet friend got me on the cruise. And you know what? It was kind of lovely. Now that was a 3-day cruise. She just recently asked me, was I ready now for the 7-day cruise? And so I'm saying it really was kind of different than what I
Yeah.
kind of thought.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You might.
It's really
Just a
nice, and it's
weekend,
nice and
something close.
soothing. You
Yeah,
know, it's really
you might want to try the 3-day.
Well, maybe it was because the ships we were on it when I was in service. You know,
Oh,
they
okay.
weren't, you know, the luxury ships.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it was just a ship. They would get out from somewhere, and this thing is bobbing all down the road. You know.
And look how long ago that was now,
Yeah,
Pop
that's
West.
true, that's
Now you got to
true.
give modern day an a chance. Now, come on
Like
now.
honey, he went fishing with the brothers of the church, and they had to take him out of the group and stand him on the side. They got him out here.
I tell
You
you,
just don't like that, huh?
I don't like that water. You know, but
That-
maybe, you know.
We're getting a maybe out.
Maybe
There's
one
hope.
day.
There is hope. See, there is hope.
There is
She
hope.
might-
Where
she
there's
might-
like there's hope.
Yes.
Okay, I know that you say he likes to stay at home. What are some of the things that you two enjoy doing together?
Well, we enjoy going out together now.
Okay.
We do go out. We do go out. He doesn't stay home all the time.
He knows what the outside looks like.
Yeah, yeah. We go to church, we go to restaurant, we travel. Now, he'll travel with me back to home to my people. If I go every other month, he's ready to go. Of course, his people are back there too. We're from
Right.
New Orleans.
Okay.
You are.
And we go to the family reunions. He'll go places like that. I just can't get him to go on that water.
That's the.
So even though you met when you guys were singing in quartets, you didn't know each other when you were younger. You didn't
No, not
No,
before
school or
that.
anything like
No,
that.
Not
we
before
didn't.
that.
Really?
I don't think I'd ever seen him before.
Yeah, that's
we knew
right,
some of the
because-
same people, but we
Okay.
didn't know each other.
We were living on one side and she was living on the other side of New Orleans, you know.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that's why we never met.
Well, you're even that much more dear to me because my father, well, coming from Arkansas, I'm familiar with quartets, and my father has always been in quartets. But I never knew the two of you were in quartets.
Oh, yeah.
What were you, a bass? I mean, what?
No, baritone.
Baritone.
Yeah.
I sing alto.
Alto. All
Great
right then.
assemblies, you know. And some leads, you know, sometimes special songs, you know, that was mine, you know, nobody touched those, you know.
Oh, no one touched
Yeah.
us.
But that's the way it was. Each of us had a song or two maybe we led in the
Really?
group, you know. But it was a wonderful outing. But after that, it broke out to a bad thing. I wandered away.
Okay.
And in fact, the whole group did. And then we started singing rhythm and blues,
Oh,
you know.
okay, okay.
And all except one, my brother-in-law, her sister's husband.
Oh.
He wouldn't go.
He
you
wouldn't
know.
Oh,
go
man,
with the
your
rhythm and
brother,
they
two
married,
sisters
so-
married two brothers?
No,
No,
it
no.
wasn't his
Oh,
brother.
okay, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was my sister's husband,
Oh,
my
okay.
brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
But my brother-in-law and he were good friends.
Oh, okay.
And they sang in the same quartet.
All right.
Oh, now that's
how it
something
was.
too.
Do any one of your children have the singing talents?
Not one.
I wish. I wish.
Not one.
Children of the West? I didn't say that. They said that.
But Ernestine, our daughter,
Yeah, Ernestine, she did
used to
all right.
sing.
She
you know,
carry a tune?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
she could carry a
tune.
Really, the boys could too, but my boys are shy for some reason. They took that, you know, they're kind of shy.
They took it after
They're not
me.
like their mama. They took after the daddy.
They're not
took after the
outgoing. They took
daddy,
off
yeah.
that side.
And Ernestine wasn't shy. I
No,
don't-
No.
So she was
outgoing.
like you.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
took from the Michaels.
So now, how long has it been since Ernestine's been gone?
It's going 6 years now.
Really?
Time really passes.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Time really passes. Now, so now let me ask you this: in this day and time, I know back then you didn't do the marriage counseling because back then, you know, they really didn't do marriage counseling.
Right.
What would be your recommendation of a couple who's contemplating getting married? What would be your advice to them?
Well, first thing, I think they should get to know each other
Okay.
without jumping into it. And then it's good to talk out your differences.
Okay.
Get some of his likes and his desires and whatnot and see how you all can work it together. Because marriage is really togetherness. And there will be some times when you don't agree, but you have to know how to handle that too. You know, don't
Yeah,
be
'cause
so
when she
hyper ready
blew
to
up,
jump off.
she blew up, I walk
I
out.
don't blow up.
I don't want them to know. No, I do not blow up.
Yeah, that is true. He will walk away. Look, let me tell you this. He may not want this though, but I'm going to tell you.
Please tell it. We want to know.
Yeah, one time he, I don't even know what happened to make him take this position, but he got angry at me about something, and he said, "Well, I'm going." I said, "Go ahead." So he went on, left on out the door. I don't know where he went. I guess he went to Mama. We still young.
Oh, okay.
Well, about an hour or two later, the phone rang. Can I come home?
Oh,
I said, I didn't tell you to leave.
that is great.
So there are those hurdles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
you
right.
know.
But we deal with them.
Yeah, life is not a bed of roses. You just have to learn how to deal with ups and downs.
But one of the things that you said was key, though, is that you went in for that band, that band
That
being
brown.
one, you know,
Yes.
so that having a union of that band.
Right.
And there's no brokenness in that band.
That's right. And that has come to my mind a lot through the years.
Wow.
I think about old Bishop Phelps
And
and
how
that
he,
song.
what he put, that was an impression. I mean,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
something.
Yes.
That
And he said it like it was a prayer, you know. He sang a prayer. That's really what it was. And it worked.
So do you have grandchildren?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have 1, 2, 3. No, we have 4 grandchildren.
Four
and
grandchildren.
We have 2 great grandchildren.
Oh, two great grands. So the West clan will live on and on and on.
More
huh?
to go on, yeah.
That is great. Now, so now, when is the cruise? Now you did say that you're going to consider the cruise, right?
Yeah, but
We can't get a.
when it come up, you know, whenever it come up, I'll probably go. You know.
Oh, did you
But
hear that?
it hasn't come up yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we can guarantee you it's going to come up sooner than what you imagine.
Yeah.
We're getting down to the last few minutes of the show, and we would just be interested in knowing what would you want to leave with our audience. First, Mr. Matthew West, what would you want to leave? What would you speak to the men?
Well, what I would say, you know, I mean, no arguments, for one thing. If there is an argument that's come up, just walk away from it.
Okay.
You know, don't react to it. You
Okay.
know? And that way, when that person calms down, then you can go back in and you can make amends. You know, that's my.
And I think any married couple should be able to talk out their differences.
Okay.
Because, you know, 2 people, you didn't come out the same egg. You're going to have some differences.
Right.
But you should be able to talk out your differences. And don't forget to say those 3 little words, I love you. You see, that's not often enough. You just don't hear those.
Right.
Now, he don't say it every day and all of that.
You don't give him that much credit.
Yeah, but don't be afraid to tell your mate, I love you. That means a whole lot.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, and we always caress one another when we're going someplace, and when you come back, you know, with that see you later kiss or that I'm home kiss,
Right,
you know.
right.
That's the way we do it. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I've seen him in a big old audience sometimes. You know, he happened to come in the door, and I'm already there with a crowd. He just walked straight on over to me, and
Oh, see, that's lovely.
as
Yes.
old as he is.
That's the
But
way.
see,
That's
but
keeps it going.
exactly. But see, that's the glue
My
in
goodness.
relationships. You know, those little bitty things are what's gone now,
Yeah.
and that's why relationships are not lasting 61 years. It's not like we had to say, okay, now which one of the couples we're going to have on the show for 61
Right.
years.
Oh,
We had to, you know, look high and low because
Yes.
there's not. But one thing that you keep saying that is so key. Is communication,
Yeah.
you know, and how to communicate,
Right.
and to respect and to love each other,
Yes.
communicate to each other, and
Right.
to let each other know that you're important.
That's
oh
right.
yeah,
and
Yeah.
that I'm here for you. And one thing I like what you said earlier is that you said that when you put your eyes on her, you know, that was it. You know, you didn't have wondering eyes.
Yes.
You know, you can't try to hold on to this and then be
Look at
looking
other
all.
places.
You know, you can't do that.
But I tell you, she wasn't though.
But that's okay. She came
Now,
to be.
yes, now, yes.
That lets us know that, you know, don't give up.
But it is sparking interest now. When the
Yeah.
Lord told me that, yeah, it sparked my interest,
Yeah,
and
you
I
were-
began to notice then.
Yeah.
You know, you were kind of flattered,
I
huh?
was. I really was.
And then with him being so strong.
Oh yeah, I meant what I said. I'm gonna marry that
no
girl.
nonsense person.
Right.
That is great.
Wow.
Well,
And when this other guy found out about it, oh boy, he was gonna get his friends and they were gonna come and beat me up, you know. But he didn't know I had a group too back in me, you know.
oh my!
Not that we were a fighting group,
Right,
you know,
but you defend yourself.
yeah.
All over this woman named Clara
Clara.
Bell
They fight over you.
Michael.
Clara Bell Michael. Now you know you somebody. When I grow up, I want to be just like her.
I'm fighting over you. Which one we going to take?
I know. Well, we're down to the last moment of the show. And certainly, you know, again, we just have to say that you've been such an example down through the years. I remember when we had the Couples of Christ, and we had you, and I don't remember how long it was at that point that you'd been married, but it's just wonderful to know that still. You're still married.
Yes.
And just may the Lord continue to bless you. And may you have 61 more years of loving quietness, no fighting relationship kind of love.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you. May I add one more
yes,
thing
please.
to other couples?
Please.
Life is like a roller coaster. You have your ups and you have your downs. But the thing is to do, ride it together.
Ride it together. Oh, that's good.
To you
Ride together.
and to our audience, I just want to say that again. Number one, marriage is honorable. If dogs have tags and cars have tags, make sure you get a tag. Don't just what's the word? Don't just live together, and don't just take any old thing, but marry and be honorable. Also know that love is real, and know that you can find love. You're not looking for love for 1,000 people, just looking for that one. And I guarantee you that God can supply you with that mate.
Yes.
You can be married 61 years. If you don't have any potential, a potential candidate, don't give up hope. Just
right.
keep
Yes.
keep enhancing yourself. Take care of yourself. Believe that God is going to send that fulfillment in your life, and He will do just that.
Man.
We just want to encourage you. We love you. Be married. Stay married. Talk it out. Don't fuss. Don't fight. But do like they do. Communicate. Until next time, God bless you. And we'll see you in 61 years with your marriage. Take care. Bye-bye.
God bless you.
Wow.
Yes.